I need a bigger house. Should I extend the one I'm in now or should I buy a new one? I got this house 7 years ago. It's in Montreal West, about a 10-minute drive from downtown Montreal. At the time, I completely gutted the house and completely renovated the place. My wife and I had the intent of only having 2 kids, but a few years down the line, we ended up having a 3rd child. With a 3rd child in this house, it's starting to feel a little bit cramped in space. What I want to know is it better that I extend my current house or should I buy a brand new house? I'm going to talk to some experts and get a better feel about the market out there. This way, I can make an educated decision about my family's future home. I'm currently living in a house that has 4 bedrooms on the top floors and it has 3.5 bathrooms. If I were to make my house bigger, I would definitely extend it over here. I might have a new room in the basement. On the 1st floor, I'll have an office, and on the 2nd floor, I'll extend my daughter's bedroom. Now, if the city allows me to do the following, I'd also extend my house over here. I'd make another room in the basement. I'd create a brand new dining room on the 1st floor, and my baby's room would also be a lot bigger. I'm curious to find out how much these expansions would cost me, or if I'm better off just buying a brand new place. I found this company on Facebook called Builder. They're on their way to my house to give me a consultation so they can prepare an estimate for all of these renovations.
Hi, I'm James Jefford. I work as a project manager for Builder. Basically, we're a renovation, construction, turnkey company. So we help you from the beginning and the end of your construction project. We do estimation, we find you an architect, structural engineer, permits, then we do project management for your project as it's in construction. So A to Z assistance. First step is just kind of finding out about your project, what you want to do, what you have in mind, and then I can explain how we work and how we can help you make a decision.
We're allowed to build about 60% of your total land space. In Montreal West, I don't know if it's 60, if it's 70%, it really varies from municipality.
I know if we were to do an extension, that tree would have to go. Is that an issue to get like permits to cut trees?
It can be a problem, yeah. It depends on the neighborhood and what the rules are specifically.
I've done a project not far from here. I had to cut a tree. They gave us a lot of problems. I think it took like 4 months to get the permit too, but they gave it at the end of the day.
What's a rough timeline?
6 months.
Maybe 8 months even. There's like material shortages and there's like subcontractor shortages. I'm suggesting clients like to imagine like a 20 to 30% extra timeline of what's normal just to account for that and have the right expectations. So within a week, we're gonna provide you with an estimate. We're gonna have the options so you can do your analysis of ROI. If you have any questions during that period, we can do as many reviews as you want or changes. And then once you have your ROI based on like what real estate agents have told you of the values of houses close by, you can then make your decision. So if you wanted to go forward, then we'd put you in contact with the architect and engineer. And so we could like do a further analysis of like, okay, what is this actually gonna look like technically with respect to codes? Does any engineering like affect the actual price of the estimate?
I gave the team of Builder a tour of my house. They took the time to take detailed measurements. This way, they have all the information they needed to give me a proper quote for these expansions. It's been about a week. Builder just got back to me. I'm about to head out to their office. They prepared a budget estimate that they want to present to me. Let's go check it out.
So basically the 2 quotes as I sent you, it's split into 2 sections. So you have the west side, which is your office, basement, and extending your daughter's room upstairs. And then the east side, which is more, again, basement, kitchen, and son's room, I guess, on the top. If you were to just do the west side, you're looking at around 250K tax in, yep. And then to do both sides, it's more around 500K. So it's a doubling, but doubling of space. The next steps from this point would be to figure out budget-wise what you want to do. Depending on that, I'll put you in contact with an architect, do some preliminary drawings, make sure we have the right to build in those areas based on like the square footage of land area relative to green space, and structural engineer and permit. And you're looking at roughly like 6 months. Depends on the contractor. Some will do it faster, some longer, but you have to kind of talk to them and figure out their timeline based how they operate. Permit is really chaotic at this point in time. Tons of people are applying. Every neighborhood is different. And then on top of that, every agent is different. So I've seen agents where in the Plateau, which is the busiest neighborhood, it takes 2 days for a complex foundation project. I've also seen it take 8 months for changing windows. So you can technically live there. We have clients that do live there while doing the renovations, not a problem. They will section off the parts they're working on and only enter through the extensions. They will have to create a hole and connect the new part of the home to the old part, in which case, yes, there's gonna be plastic sheeting, dust in your place that will have to be cleaned later, plaster repair, and structural work. But they could do a large chunk of it without entering your home. That being said, there will be a fair amount of noise. The privacy of your backyard during like summer hours. If I was working from home, I wouldn't say it's like an ideal setup. Whereas if you go somewhere else, you can focus on your work, you have no distraction. So the ideal scenario would be you get your own place.
So basically I gotta tough it out with my father-in-law.
Yeah, it's gonna be, might grow closer.
Now I'm gonna meet with my real estate agent, Sal. We're gonna go over all the information that Builder just presented to me. He's gonna give me an idea of what I can purchase out there in the market with the budget that I have. Let's go check him out.
Well, you're not gonna get a better house if you do the renovations, because Montreal West, a lot of people keep the old and they re-tap it, renovate it, but they keep a lot of the old Mo West. Remembering your house, it's spectacular. It's bright, it's contemporary, it's everyone what they're looking for. Your house, I pulled out the evaluation from the city of Mo West, and you're at almost $1 million evaluation. Properties today in Montreal West are selling 1.2, 1.3, sometimes 1.5, depending on the clientele, depending on the inventory, over the evaluation. So I can honestly tell you your property today, you should get 1.25 or 1.3. Now, if you go with all the renovations, let's go with the high end. Let's go with the 538, about 540. Let's call it 540. So you're gonna add 540 plus the unforeseen. It could be another 10%. Let's call it $600,000. You're gonna bring yourself to 1.9 with the renovation. That's cost. Now, of course, you wanna turn it around for a profit because you did all the work. You're trying to get over 2. So over 2 million, I don't think it's gonna happen. You could probably sell your house maybe in 5 years, 6 years, a little over 2, maybe 2.1, 2.2. My best bet to you is search the market today, see what's out there, and I can show you what's sold from 2021, and you'll be pleasantly surprised with the numbers.
If I'm gonna buy another house, what I would like is a house that has a garage. I would like to have a minimum of 2 bathrooms, 1 powder room, an office. Since I have 3 kids, 4 large bedrooms.
I'd like to show you some comparables that I pulled out. Okay. This one's sold in the vicinity of 1.8. It has the old Mo West charm. 5 bedroom, but technically it was a 4 bedroom on the floor, 1 in the high attic, 4 bathrooms and a powder room. Like I mentioned before, the bathrooms are full. Powder room is just a toilet and a sink. Single garage. The most beautiful part of this property is 5-car driveway. The evaluation on this one here was $1,940,000 and it sold for 1.8, double. So that's why I stand very strong on the opinion that your house today could sell for 1.3. That's as much as I can tell you right now.
Thank you, Sal.
Thank you.
Sal's the man.
Thumbs up.
All right, with all of this information, here's what I'm thinking. My house is worth $1.3 million. It's gonna cost me about $500,000 to renovate this house. That gives me a budget of $1.8 million if I were to buy a brand new house. If I'm gonna spend $1.8 million, it needs to be a turnkey house. I don't wanna do any renovations. Alternatively, if I do move forward with these renovations, I know I'll have to stay in this house for at least 10 years. There's no way I'm getting my money back if I sell it within 12 months. So these are some really important decisions I need to think about. And I gotta consult the real boss. That's my wife. If you were in my shoes, what would you do? Would you renovate and stay here for a minimum of 10 years? Or would you just sell your house and buy a brand new place? Let me know in the comments below. A big thank you to Sal and Builder. They were extremely helpful with all of their information and their opinions. Don't go anywhere and check out these other great videos. Are we buying a new house? Or are we renovating?
$1 million question. And my chicken's gonna burn.